Hello and welcome to the 15th part of a Fate Stay Night Remastered playthrough. In the last part, we headed out at night to look what's happening at the temple, Ryodo Temple. Of course, we heard from Ryder that there is someone taking the magical energy from everyone in town. So, Shiro went with Saber out and, well, where we are. Let's continue. We head west from the intersection and hurry along the empty road. Ryodo Temple is located at the end of a gently sloping mountain path, opposite of a more developed Shinto. There's a long set of stairs. The road that leads up to one of the tallest mountains Fuyuki is all but swallowed in an ominous darkness. Saber, do you sense any servants around?
はい。正確には把握できませんが、確かにサーバントの気配がします。
Yes, I cannot be certain of any specific, but I can definitely sense a servant. Saber's detection abilities seem to be weakened, probably by the bounded field that's set up around Ryodo Temple. It's a bounded field that weakens intruders.
良くない風です。
We're servants.
シロ、片時も私のそばを離れないように。
It's an ill-favored wind tonight, Shiro. Do not leave my side, even for one moment. I nod an answer, then start up the stone stairs. The air feels tense. Shrouded in the dark night, the forest echoes with soft rustling sounds. With every step I take, worry gnaws at my stomach. The temple gate finally comes into view. Nothing's happened so far. There's no sign of the enemy, and the temple gates are a window wide open as if inviting us inside.
シロ、止まって。
Shiro, stop. Huh? It's an enemy, Saber?
はい。ですがサーバントではありません。気配が微弱すぎる。おそらく監視役の使い魔でしょう。無視しても構わないのですが。しかし。
Yes, but it's not a servant. Their presence is too weak. It's likely a familiar tasked to surveillance. We can ignore it, but there must be something about the surveillance familiar that makes her hesitate. Saber frowns. The then glares at the temple gate just a few steps ahead of us. Saber, is something bothering you?
わかりません。この王冠が監視の使い魔のものなのか、この山門を守る者の気配なのか。
I do not know. I cannot tell if I'm feeling this chill because of a familiar, or if it is whatever is protecting this temple gate.
門番らしき者はいたようなのですが、今は不在のようです。
There seems to be a gatekeeper of some sort, but they appear to be absent at the moment.
認めたくはないのですが、私はそれを幸運と思っている。この門を守る者と対峙しなくてよかったと。
I do not want to admit it, but it seems we're lucky. But I'm fortunate to not have confront whoever is protecting this gate. So there's a gatekeeper, but we're not here right now.
はい。私たちがやってきたことはすでに知られています。
Yes, they already know we're here.
その上で門番を下げた意味は2つ。シロはどちらだと思いますか？
There could be only two reasons the gatekeeper has been pulled back. Do you know what those reasons might be, Shiro? The gatekeeper was either pulled back to hide from us, or they're going to let us through the gate, but don't intend to leave us. Let us leave. Either way, we are not going to accomplish anything unless we go inside. It's a trap, Saber. Can you tell what's going on in there?
いいえ、サーバントの気配がするという情報しかつかめない。
No. All I can sense is that I can sense the presence of a servant. Got it. I guess we won't be learning anything unless we go inside. Saber nods. Let's go. Whatever they do to us, we are not getting anything out of this trip until we see our opponent's face. Saber and I approach the temple gate. For a brief moment, the clouds drift across the moon, swallowing up its light. Our vision falls into darkness. Eh? In the darkness, I thought I saw a beautiful snake slithering between the trees. Wait, Saber. I thought I stopped Saber, who was trying to walk through the temple gate.
シロ、
The golden hair whips around. But suddenly,
強制転移。バカな。この時代において転移魔術だと。そうか、キャスター。
forced transportation? But that's impossible. There's no such thing as transference magecraft in this age. Ah, but caster? Saber's figure distorts. What kind of magecraft is this? Saber becomes distorted like a mirage, and... This is bad. Pull back, Saber. Your body is fading.
違います、シロ。転移を受けているのはあなたの方だ。早く私の手を。
No, Shiro, you are the one who is being transported. Hurry, take my hand. Transport? Like teleportation?
シロ、手を伸ばして。そのままでは中に引き込まれ。
Shiro, reach out. You're being pulled. Saber kicks the ground and grabs hold of my arm. But then... The dark figure of a servant cuts in from the side. From the
不覚を
side.
取りましたね、セイバー。魔術に対する強力なレジストがあだになった。
You let your guard down, Saber. Your resistance to magecraft has backfired.
あなたがそこまで強力でなければ、彼を守りきれたものを。
If you weren't so powerful, you would have been able to protect him.
貴様、サーバント。
What? You are a servant? Black and silver figure clash. Saber vs. Rider. The two confront one another at the top of the stone steps. What? Saber! Saber! I feel myself pulled through dimensions, twisted out of mine and through others. Then deposited back into reality. Ah, my blood flows backward. For a moment my organs flip inside out and I am overwhelmed with nausea.
あら、竜を釣ろうと思ったのに、網にかかったのは雑魚だけなんて。
Oh my, I meant to hook a dragon, but I seem to have caught something much smaller in my net. What? I turn around to face whoever is behind me. I don't have time to figure out who it is. I swing a wood sword behind me and not even taking it out of a shinai bag. What? I can't read that. Hello? I'm blown away. Something strikes the side of my chest and my body sinks into a watery surface. Huh? What the? The liquid turns red. My body then... the whole right side of my chest is gone. Oh, did I do something wrong again? Because I don't know the scene. Uh-oh.
バカな子。そんな紙くずみたいな魔術抵抗で私の神殿にやってくるなんて。セイバーもマスターに恵まれなかったよね。
What a stupid boy. You walked into my temple equipped with barely anything in the way of magic resistance. It appears Saber was not blessed with a proper master. The purple-robed figure snickers. I'm dizzy. I need to get out and take Saber's hand. But I'm shaky in my body.
セイバーが気になる？安心なさい。彼女は私がもらってあげる。バーサーカーを倒すには彼女の宝具が必要ですからね。あなたはここで死に絶えるけれど、彼女は私の奴隷として生き続けるわ。
Worried about Saber? Don't. I'll take Saber. I need a noble phantasm to defeat the Berserker. You'll die here and now, but she will live on as my slave. I don't have any strength in me. My fingers, they're cold as ice. My consciousness fades into darkness and mud.
さようなら坊や。そんな低能では奴隷にする価値もないけど、あなたの霊樹は私が有効に使ってあげる。
Goodbye, boy. You're not even worth keeping as a slave. Weak as you are, but I will take your command spells and use them far better than you would ever have. A crooked blade glints in the darkness and begins cutting out my command spells. I'm in black murky water. The only thing my emotionless eyes see is the clouds swallowing up the moon. Dead end. Oh. Well. Beyond here lies the tiger daughter. Would you like to see the advice? Of course. What could be better?
粗骨者が
You imbecile!
粗骨者が
Imbecile!
傷も癒えていないというのにナンバーショットか
What the hell were you thinking going out there when your wounds haven't even healed yet?
シローはまだマスターになったばっかりなんだから、もうちょっと自分を鍛えなくっちゃダメでしょう。
You just became a master, so you need to train a bit more.
そうよ。私にやられるならしょうがないけど、あんなメギツネにやられちゃうなんてかっこ悪いんだから。早く直前の選択肢に戻って、今夜はおとなしくしてなさい。
That's right. You might not be able to avoid me killing you, but letting that vixen kill you is so uncool. Hurry back to your previous choice and stay home tonight.
そうそう。次はよく考えて行動すること。
That's right. Make sure you think real hard next time. Choose more carefully.
さて、些細な選択ミスでスカーンとデッドエンドを迎えるみんなの味方、タイガー道場も今回で3回目。
Well now, your friendly tiger dojo which welcomes you with open arms despite your stupid mistakes, is entering its third episode already.
みんなもそろそろこの道場に慣れてきたと思いますが、
Everyone might be getting used to this dojo by now.
思いますか？何をタイが思わせぶりなこと言って、何か思うところがあるの？
Are they really? What are you trying to get at, Tiger? Is there something you want to say?
ある。というか、みんなもそろそろ気になってる頃だと思うんだけど。
Yes, actually I'm sure everyone is standing to wonder by now.
思うんだけど。
About what?
じゃあ言うけど。
Then I'm going to say it.
正直、ブルマは直球すぎではないだろうか。
Don't you think wearing gym shorts is a little on the nose?
え？ だって道場でしょここ。運動するんだから体操服に着替えてるだけだけど。
Huh? But isn't this a dojo? I'm going to be working out, so I'm just wearing gym clothes.
なるほど、そういう理由でしたか。一応筋は通ってるわね。私の数少ない見せ場を奪おうという悪魔っ子の策略かと思っちゃった。
I see. So that was why. I guess it makes sense. I just thought it was some sort of scheme. It was some sort of scheme of a naughty girl, like you would come up with to steal with little, what little fun I have.
考えすぎよタイガー。そもそもあなたと私とじゃ格が違うもの。わざわざ勝負服に着替えて戦うまでもないわ。
You're thinking way too much about this, Tiger. You and I are on completely different levels. I don't have to be dressed into the nines to beat someone like you.
そうだよね。私とイリアちゃんとじゃ扱いが違うし、争うまでもなかったわ。
Oh, you're right. You and I are treated very differently, and there's no need to compete with each other.
よかったよかった。私たちは永遠のマブダチだよ。
Good, good. We're going to be BFFs.
体操服は元気の証だし、イリアちゃんにはその格好を許可しましょう。
A gym uniform is a sign of energetic vitality, so I allow you to keep wearing it.
当然よ。ま、メイド服やスクール水着でないだけ感謝してよね。ほんとなら私は毎回違う格好で登場する予定だったんだから。
Obviously. Well, you can count your blessings that I'm not in a maid outfit or a school swimsuit. I was actually thinking of wearing different outfits every time, you know?
あからさまに違うこの扱い。
But with an obvious special treatment.
で、悔しくないもんね。所詮ボツになったんだから、私と扱い同じだもんね。
I'm not jealous. That idea got nix anyway. So you and I are on an even playing field.
けど、ミニマム気になる。
But I'm a little curious.
他にはどんな服を着る予定だったのかな。
What other outfits were you planning on wearing?
学ランとか鎌倉とか成長バージョンとか雪だるまとかエプロンとか着物とかジャーマンな国の将校軍服とか。
Think like his boy's school uniform, a Kakamaru style outfit, a grown-up me version. Oh shit. A snowman, an apron, a kimono, a German style military officer uniform.
なんと40種ものバリエーションだったのでした。
Lo and behold, there were supposed to be 40 different variations.
ぐわー、もうよろしい。その恵まれた愛情が憎すぎる。
I've had enough. Your blessed love is too much. I hate it.
けど、将校服はちょっと見たかったので残念です。
Also, I kind of wanted to see the military uniform. I'm a little disappointed in that.
だよね。大人のくせに一度切った使用書をなしにするのは良くないと思うわ。
Yeah, I think it would be childish to change something that has already been decided.
まったくもって。私のシナリオを削るなんて何を考えているのか上層部は。勝つ気があるのか勝つ気が。
I totally agree. What were the developers thinking getting rid of my road? Do they just hate money? Yo, what was planned for this?
あんたのシナリオなんて最初からないわよ。
There was no road even planned for you.
何を老石者、そこに直れ。
Meow. Hey, you scoundrel, get back here. Help.
あ、先輩、チワース。
Oh, hey, Erin.
ま、楽にな。
Just take it easy.
行っちゃった。タイ 愛がも伸びちゃったし、私もそろそろ戻ろうかな。
And she's gone. The tiger is out cold, so maybe I should head back too.
スタンプをしてった。それじゃあまたデッドエンド後に会いましょう。
Got your stamp and okay. See you at the next dead end. Use that from a recent decision point. Yeah. Sure. Well, that just leaves us. We don't fight. We don't go to the Ryoto Temple this night. No, I agree with Tosaka. We shouldn't be going there yet.
あなたまで戦わないというのですか？
What? Are you saying you will not fight either?
バカな。今まで体を休めていたのは何のためです？
It is ridiculous. What was the point in me resting then?
敵の所在が判明した以上、打って出るのが戦いというものでしょう。
We must strike first, especially now that we know where our enemy is. I know that, but we need to wait, Saber. If the master at Ryoto Temple is so thoroughly prepared, they'll have set a trap out for us. Rushing in without a plan is suicide. Tosaka's right. We should at least wait until Archer's recovered.
そのような危険は当然です。初めから無傷で勝利を得ようなどと思ってはいません。
These are the risks we must always face. I do not expect victory without injury or setback.
敵の罠が体を貫こうと、この首を渡さなければ戦える。
Even if the enemy's trap pierces my body, I can't fight as long as I have my head.
どのような深手を負おうと、マスターさえ倒せればいいのではないのですか？
No matter how badly I am injured, how badly injured I am, it is worth a risk if we can defeat its master, is it not? What? Don't be such a fool. Who would ever say it's okay to get hurt? It's fine going in knowing the risk, but a suicidal mission is stupid. As your master, I can't let you do something so dangerous. Going over to Ryoto Temple would be suicide, no question. The lone road leading up to the temple is sure to be packed with traps, or obstacles, maybe both. It's one thing to go in there expecting the danger, but doing it without a plan to deal with them is suicidal. No matter how powerful Saber is, she's still held back by my weakness. I would hate for her to push herself to fight and end up. If it ends up like it did last time, I can't agree to just charge in blindly.
何を言うかと思えば、
I did not think to hear you say such things again.
いいですかマスター。サーバントは傷を負うものです。
Listen, Master. Servants are meant to get hurt.
それを恐れて戦いを避けるなど、私のマスターには許しません。
I will not allow my master to avoid battle simply for fear of that eventuality. Fine, it doesn't matter if you don't allow it. If you're going to keep being so reckless, I'll stop you as many times as I have to. If you don't like that, then hurry up and heal yourself. You're still not fully healed, are you?
戦闘に支障はありません。傷を理由に戦いを先延ばしにするなどと、そのような気遣いは不要です。
Not that it should interfere with my ability to fight. Delaying combat because you are concerned about a wound is pointless. Saber just won't change her mind about fighting. Why doesn't she understand, no matter what I say? Yeah, well, I'm not budging. You lost to Berserker before. Are you going to push through and keep on fighting so we can both be defeated again? You gotta be kidding me. I don't want to get killed all over again. And then? I expect Saber to argue, instead she just draws in a breath and...
それを言うのは卑怯ではないですか、シロ。
That was cruel, Shiro. The tone is apologetic. I'm sorry to be unfair, but I'm still not willing to attack yet. I know I can't let the master at Ryodo Temple do as they please, but we are in no condition to fight. If we rush in now and are defeated, then who will stop the master at Ryodo Temple? Listen, we're going to attack, but only after your wound is healed and we are in a peak condition. If you have a problem with that, go find another master.
わかりました。マスターがそういうのでしたら。
Understood. If master insists. Saber's voice is quiet and she answers, and then she falls silent. Our conversation ends there. Osaka and Saber both go back to their rooms. I'm left alone in the living room and find myself starting to regret what I did. Well, it's too late. I could have said it differently. So why did I have to say it the way I did? Why was I only able to convince her with words that cut her so deep? Interlude 6-1. Oh. It's a quiet, windless night. It's past midnight. Darkness blankets the sky. The town itself is like a dark sea, illuminated only by moonlight. Overhead the clouds move across the sky. At ground level there's not a breath of wind. Higher up the air must be roaring as the clouds swim by.
風が出るな。
There's at least some wind. Maybe she hears the inaudible wind. She mutters quietly as she looks up into the windy sky. A young girl known as Saber stands quietly in the middle of a yard, glaring up at the sky. Her golden hair is beautiful even in the dark of night. Her clear green eyes remain on the moon as it flickers in and out of view. She glances towards the corner of the yard once. There's an old shed. Her lord sleeps there.
あなたが戦わないというのならいい。
If you say you will not fight, fine. There's a heavy clang. The sound of iron melts into the darkness without reaching anyone's ears. The moon hides, then reveals itself once again. As the cloud above float past, the girl appearance changes radically. Solid heavy armor. She can no longer be called a girl with her raiment. In blue raiment. Now she's shrouded in steely armor, woven of magical energy. Intense enough that it would overwhelm all others. In her hand she holds an invisible sword, concealed by the same magical energy that surpasses human understanding. The figure once considered undefeatable in the battlefield proves that someone like her still exists in this day and age. Her sword, Warhead sword invisible, the majestic air she exudes proves her exceptional skill as a swordman. This is what made her Saber. The hero of the sword, said to be the strongest of all 7 servants. A knight among knights, who remains ever civil, and acts according to her lord's will. Whatever her other heroic spirits may be like, she remains the ideal swordsman who would never defy her lord. But that ends tonight. She is here defying her lord's orders. However, she is not truly disobeying her lord. This is her way of bringing the lord victory, the result of her own determination.
彼は甘い。 それでは他のマスターに殺されるだけだ。
He's too naive. If he continues on this path, it will will lead only to defeat at another master's hand. But this master will never change his way. And it must be her duty to be heartless. If her master will not fight, then his sword must.
傷は癒えていない。マスターからの魔力供給も期待できない。
My wounds have not healed. I cannot expect a supply of magical energy from Master. But that still poses an hindrance in battle. Still poses no hindrance in battle. After confirming her own abilities, she returns her gaze to the moon. She is no concern for the shed, where her lord sleeps any longer. Now that she is armed and wearing her armor, the only thing on her mind is defeating her enemies. The moon darkens. The moment a large cloud covers the sky, Saber jumps over a wall of her mansion grounds. She runs through the darkness. The silvery swordsman rushes through the sleeping town. She has but one destination, Yodo Temple, sitting at the heart of a sacred mountain on the town's outskirts. Even Saber understands how difficult it will be to single-handedly defeat the master lurking in the temple. Shiro is correct. She's bound to suffer a great injury, or at worst die herself. But how can she call herself a servant if she cannot do the impossible? Servants are driven by their superior abilities and unassailable pride. They are proud as heroes, and have earned their confidence in the numerous battles they have fought. As heroic spirits whose lore has been passed down and respected since ancient times, they cannot lose no matter who they face. She cannot even imagine defeat. She is no exception, however much her innocence may still be left of her. However much of her innocence may still be left of her. Being granted the title of Saber is all the more reason she cannot ignore that pride. And that pride will not allow her to just sit around and do nothing when she can face her enemy. And so she must brave any traps that may await her and face her enemy even if she is alone. If she has no chance of winning, then she must simply use her sword to create one. Her sword is an celebrated blade. It has cut countless enemies down. As long as she has an invisible air, there's nothing for her to fear. She runs through the mountain pass and up the road leading to the temple. After she cuts through the mountain pass, an imposing stone staircase awaits her.
確かにこれは
This is certainly... It is certainly different than the Ryoto Temple she remembers. The air is stagnant. The wind is barren. That land's lifeline was contaminated long ago. This place is a land of death. The moment one enters there can be no escape. She does not hesitate. Saber does not so much as break strides and she runs up the steps. Scenery flies by. Her footsteps echo in the stone stairs, and the mountain begins to stir. The stairs are long, stretching across a great distance. The temple gates are far even for Saber, who shoots up the stairs like an arrow. So long are the stairs that it is impossible for one to pass through the gate undetected. An ambush surely waits along the way. Reaching the gate will not be easy. Whatever scheme may await her, she must simply smash through them and keep moving. Nothing will stop her. Even were Berserker to appear before her, she would break through. So long are the stairs that it is impossible for her to pass through the gate undetected. Had to skip play back one page. Nothing will stop her. Even Berserker to appear before her, she would break through. Such is her determination, her confidence. She reached the top. Just as she is about to reach the temple gates, the obstacle presents itself. Saber stops. Despite her determination to push through no matter what enemy she faces, she's surprised by what she finds. It appears so naturally, like a breeze. The man appears before her, lacking any trace of enmity, but leaves not a single opening for an attack.
貴様
You. Saber stops and readies her invisible sword. The man before her, blacklit by the moon, ignores Saber's menacing glare, as if it were nothing to him.
侍か
A samurai? She has heard about them, but she is bewildered by the sight of one. This is her second Holy Grail war. Even though she has seen many other heroic spirits, this is her first time seeing a servant like him. Sweat beads on Saber's brow. She isn't afraid, rather she is struggling to comprehend the situation. It's not as if she has never encountered strange servants. Certainly, there was no stranger and more mysterious servant than the archer of her previous war. By comparison, the servant before her is hardly frightening and possesses no incredible weaponry. That is exactly what she makes it strange. She senses nothing from the man. There's no doubt he is a servant, but he seems to possess neither noble phantasm nor magical energy. He should be an easy foe. The fight should be end in a single blow, but her instincts give her one very simple warning. Don't underestimate him. This servant has means of inflicting instant death. She can't get closer. His katana is unconventionally long for a Japanese sword, making it hard to gauge spacing. But more than that, Saber's position puts her at a huge disadvantage. Man stands at the top of the stairs, and Saber stands below him. He's about 5 meters from her. Sword will reach her before she can rush him. But she feels nothing from the sword. Repelling it should be easy. She should not be afraid to step in, but Saber senses somehow that she should not. Saber adjusts her grip on her sword and glares at the enemy ahead of her. She may not know his identity, but she should at least be able to determine his class.
聞こうその身はいかなるサーバントか
I ask of you, what servant are you? Saber doesn't expect an answer. After a brief smile,
アサシンのサーバント、佐々木小次郎。
servant, assassin, Sasaki Kojiro. The servant's reply and is given as in a sing-song voice. What? Saber cannot help but be surprised. Servants generally conceal their identities. What sort of servant would so bluntly and proudly give his name?
貴様何を
You, why?
何をとは無粋だな。立ち会いの前に名を明かすのは当然であろう。それがそなたのように見目麗しい相手ならばなおのこと。だが そのような顔をされるとは心外であった。
Why? What a boorish question. It's only polite to introduce myself before a duel. All the more I saw against an opponent so beautiful as you. How odd. When you should react as you have. The man who introduced himself as Sasaki Kojiro, the assassin, appears to enjoy Saber's confusion. There's no way Saber knows. She has no idea the servant is a swordman who wields a long sword called Monohinji Shinzo, and was rumored to have been an unrivaled swordsman during the Keicho era in Japan. Knowing, of course, would change nothing. The man's origin is unknown, and even his existence is uncertain. The story was told only by word of mouth, and there's perhaps only one person in the whole world who knows the true identity of a man who was hailed as the greatest swordsman in the world. The man who never left a mark in history. What was Sasaki Kojiro, an arch enemy and the only one to have ever defeated him. So how can this man be called a hero? The assassin, Sasaki Kojiro, is a present far removed from Saber herself. Who among heroic spirits could know the abilities of a swordsman, who could not himself normally be a heroic spirit? However, two things are clear for her. One is that the man before her is an enemy, and the other is that he is willingly identified himself.
参りました。名乗られたからには、こちらも名乗り返すのが騎士の礼です。
You're certainly correct. A knight's honor demands revealing oneself when addressed, and that one should return the gesture in kind. Saber's voice is grave. Revealing her true name poses an immense risk. She cannot reveal her true name, even under torture, nor does she have any intention of doing so. However, this is only in the name of her pursuit of victory. For the same reason, she cannot tarnish her knight's honor.
小次郎と言いましたね。
Kojiro, you said?
アサシンのサーバントよ。
Assassin.
私は
I am.
よい。名乗れば名乗り返さねばならぬ相手であったか。
Say no more. I know you are a sort who must give your name in kind, if I do so first.
いや、無粋な真似をしたのは私であった。
It was I who was boorish. The man descends the stairs gracefully. Assassin confronts Saber, taking slow steps down the stair.
そのようなことで敵を知ろうとは思わぬ。我らにとって敵を知るにはこの刀だけで十分であろう。
I need not know my enemy in this way. If we are to battle, we shall speak with our blades.
違うか、セイバーのサーバントよ。
Am I wrong, Saber?
そう驚くこともあるまい。貴様の持つそれが何であるかはわからぬが、身にまとった殺気は剣士のもの。
There should not be no surprise. I do not know what you are hiding, but the murderous intent surrounding you most certainly belongs to a swordman.
目がくらむほどの美しい剣気。その貴様がセイバー以外の何者であろうか。
That beautiful dazzling aura of a swordsman. You can only be Saber. He takes a step closer. Assassin descends the stone steps, and he points his sword at Saber.
神明など知らずともよい。ただ、セイバーというサーバントがこの刃に破れるだけの話だ。
I do not care to know your true name. All that matters to me is that the servant known as Saber falls by my blade.
言葉で語るべきことなど皆無。もっとより、サーバントとはそういうものであろう。
There's nothing to discuss. Is that not what it's to be a servant in any case? The swordsman laughs joyfully.
なるほど。それは確かにその通りです。
I see. Yes, that's true. As Saber speaks, she readies her sword.
それでよい。
That's the spirit.
では、果たし合おうぞ、セイバー。
Then, let us duel, Saber.
サーバント随一と言われるその権威、しかと見せてもらわねばな。
I must see your swordsmanship, said to be the greatest of all servants. A silver light leaps, solid and soft. The battle between two very different swordsmen begins under the moonlight. Interlude out. Huh? I wake up at a searing pain in my chest. It feels like I've just had a bad dream. Why does my chest hurt? My heart feels like it's burning. Actually, it feels more heat from outside has been forced into my body. From outside? I doubt myself briefly. But before I can think of what it might be, I find myself rushing outside. Saber, are you here? I open the sliding screen door to Saber's room. She's not here. Don't tell me she... No, there's no doubt. If she's not here, she went to Ryodo Temple on her own. That idiot, why? She hasn't healed, so why would she? I'm so angry and my head is starting to hurt. I didn't tell her I wasn't going to fight. I just didn't want her to get hurt like like that again. There's no point in fuming here. I need to hurry to Ryodo Temple. I can't let Saber fight alone. I don't know what good I can do her, but if I get there, maybe I can do something. She's a girl, why can't she just behave herself? I run. I don't even take the time to change. Out front I grab a bike and pedal as fast as I can. I pedal down the hill without braking. It'll take at least 40 minutes to Ryodo Temple, even if I rush. I don't know how long it's been since Saber left, but I need to get there as fast as I can. Interlude 6-2. Blades cross. The edge of both swords come into contact again and again. Stroke after stroke. Sword and katana alike spark as they strike and parry. Several dozen exchanges like this later, and either opponent has changed position. Assassin standing higher on the steps holds his ground. Saber, who's trying to advance up the stone step, can't get any closer to Assassin. Over time she bleeds more and more energy. One of Saber's many attempts at rushing in, Assassin effortlessly swings his blade, fully a meter and a half, and halts Saber's advance. No, he's not simply preventing an advance. If Saber's blade is lightning, Assassin's katana is hurricane. True assassins may no match be for... Let me read it again. For assassin may be no match for her in strength or speed. The flexible trajectory of his blade sweeps aside Saber's every attack. The ricocheting katana gains speed and flips back towards Saber's neck like a gust of wind. Even as Saber's dodges, the blow only by a hair breadth the long katana flicks back towards her, giving her not a moment's rest. In contrast to Saber's straight sword, Assassin's blade is curved. Assassin's cutting's edge is graceful, but it also draws a long and extended arc. You shouldn't be able to match Saber's sword as it moves in a straight line, but somehow it cancels out that difference. He suddenly stops. Her blade isn't moving fast enough to block Assassin's counterattack. She falls back a pace, knowing it's the only way she can avoid the incoming strike. Assassin's katana traces a fascinatingly beautiful arc, but at the same time it's so fast that it's nearly impossible to follow. It's this seemingly impossibility owned to Assassin's skill, or is it owned to instead to Saber being at a disadvantageous position in their battle? Unable to reach a clear conclusion, Saber continues dodging Assassin's strike and turns aside the blade as it arcs towards her neck with her own weapon. The next thing she knows, she has retreated a few more steps down the stairs. The extent of his long katana's reach. It would only be easy to rush up close to him once she sweeps his sword aside. But for some reason she can't do that. It must be owed to the enemy's superb skills and her own position below him, which puts her at a disadvantage. Seiya bites her lips, thinking she would have such a hard time against that long katana. If there were no flat ground, she wouldn't have such a hard time.
さすがにやりにくいな。見えない剣というものがこれほど厄介とは思わなんだ。
This is certainly a problem. I had not expected fighting against an invisible blade would be so challenging. Assassin is unmoved. He is fighting purely to defend. He need not chase after a retreating Saber, nor does he have any reason to give up the advantage of higher ground.
見れば刀を見ることさえ初めてであろう。
This must be the first time you've seen a katana, yes?
私の剣筋は邪道でな。波のものならば、まず一撃で首を落とす。それをここまで防ぐとは嬉しいぞ、セイバー。
My sword is quite wicked. An ordinary opponent would fall to but a single blow. You, on the other hand, have evaded it spectacularly. This pleases me, Saber.
加えて打ち込みも素晴らしい。その勝負でこれほどの剣撃を行うからには、さぞ鍛え抜かれた全身であろう。
Additionally, your cut-in technique is marvelous. You are able to do so much with that small frame of yours. You must be impeccably trained. Assassin watches Saber, his posture relaxed, perhaps simply because he needn't go on the offensive. The tip of his blade wavers, losing strength. But Saber cannot seize the opportunity. The man is not holding a stance. A long katana like that can only be wielded as long as the wielder is able to swing the sword from any position.
どうした？これで終わりというわけではあるまい。その不可視の剣、見かけ倒しではなかろうに。
Is something the matter? Surely you are not done. That invisible sword is not simply for show, is it?
いつまでも減らず口を。
You don't even know when to stop talking. The sword and katana clash.
当たりだ。
Ah, I have you know. The longsword stops mid-swing. Assassin grins, glancing at his katana where it stopped. The invisible sword then parries again. My Saber catches the flash coming at her neck. Even Saber knows. She's been able to block Assassin's unfamiliar sword work thanks to her invisible sword. Her invisible sword can confuse her opponent's senses, both offensively and defensively. Assassin is not following through on his attack in proof of this. Not knowing how long Saber's sword is makes it too dangerous for Assassin to close in on her. If Assassin were to step in to attack Saber, he will do so when Saber tries to smash Assassin's forehead. Bad attack. Assassin dodges it completely and he takes a step back.
よし、これで目測はついたな。刀身3尺余り、幅は4寸といったところか。形状は、セイバーの名の通り、典型的な西洋の剣だな。
Ah, I have a good idea of its length now. It's roughly 3 shaku, 90 centimeters, and 4 sun, 12 centimeters wide. Its shape, let's see. As befits your name, it's a typical Western weapon, sword. Assistant may have spoken calmly, but his exceptional skills appraising the blade is clear. Saber strikes had to be so fast that even were a sword visible, it would have been almost impossible to see. And yet, not only has he managed to defend himself from the invisible blade, he's also figured out its size and shape.
信じられない。何の魔術も使わず、満足に打ち合ってもいないというのに、私の剣を測ったのですか、あなたは。
I cannot believe it. You have measured my sword without employing any magecraft or having a satisfying exchange with our blades.
おお、驚いたか。だが、こんなものは大道芸であろうよ。邪剣使いゆえ、このような技ばかり上手くなる。
Surprised? However, this is but the trick of a mere street performer. In my opinion, as a wielder of a wicked blade, such tricks are the only things I get to practice.
なるほど。私の一撃をまともに受けず、ただ払うだけがあなたの戦いだった。邪剣使いとは、その逃げ腰から来た俗称ですか。
I see. Your strategy was to simply parry my strikes to avoid being wounded. I can see now why a coward like you would call himself a wicked swordsman.
いやいや、まともに打ち合わぬ無礼は許せ。
Well, you must forgive me for not properly trading blows with you.
何しろこの長刀だ。打ち合えば折れるは必定。お主としては力勝負こそが基本なのだろうが、こちらはそうはいかぬ。その剣と組み合い、力を競い合うことはできん。
You see, I have this long katana. Were I to properly lock blades with you, it would certainly break. You must be the sort of to go out, but I cannot. I am unable to put my full might into every strike with his katana.
もとより、刀というものはそういうものだ。
So it's always been with the katana.
西洋の剣はその重さと力で物を叩き切る。
Western swords cut with their sheer weight and power.
だが、我らの刀は速さと技で物を断ち切るのだ。
Our blades, however, rely on speed and technique.
戦いが噛み合わぬのは道理であろう。
Do you see how different our fighting styles are?
まあしかし、これではいささか興がそがれる。
But then again, it would be disappointing to leave matters like this.
もう良い頃合いだぞ、セイバー。いい加減手の内を隠すのはやめにしろ。
Now, Saber, I believe the time has come to stop concealing your true power.
アサシン、私があなたに手加減しているとでも。
Assassin, do you believe I'm taking it easy on you?
していないとでも言うのか。何のつもりかは知らんが、剣を鞘に収めたまま戦とは舐められたものだ。私程度では 本気を出すまでもないということか。
Are you saying you're not? I don't know what your intentions are, but for you to fight with your sheet on is somewhat insulting. Do you believe that I'm unworthy of of being taken seriously as an opponent? Your opponent?
ほう。それでも応じないという顔だな。
Ah, you do not seem to as though you intend to comply.
よかろう。ならばここまでだ。お前が出し惜しみをするのなら、先に我が秘剣をお見せしよう。
Very well. If you decline to reveal your own, then I shall show you my secret technique first. And with that, the swordsman with a long katana drifts down next to Saber. For an assassin to give up his advantageous position is as good as inviting defeat. He may be superb swordman, but it was the landscape of their battleground that gave him the advantage. The two are to fight on level ground. Saber should have no trouble repelling Assassin's attack and taking his head then and there. Assassin should know this as well. So why?
構えよ。でなければ死ぬぞ、セイバー。
Raise yourself, or you will die, Saber. Saber instinctively reacts to the smoothness in his voice. For he is speaking the truth. Assassin's descending the steps has not put her in an advantageous position. Her intuition, which has enabled her to triumph in so many battles, warns her of her mistake. She readies her invisible sword. There's no room to hesitate. What matters is that she has to attack with her sword before Assassin swings with his long katana. Roughly 3 meters separate the two. He readies himself? What? The stance he takes now is one he has not taken in their battles so far.
秘剣。
Secret technique. Saber charges. The long katana is meaningless now. The moment she draws near Assassin, the katana will become a liability to him. And yet,
ツバメ返し。
swallow reversal. Such logic means little to a swordman like him. Lightning strikes. Faster even when Saber's blade, the demonic blow strikes down in a single straight line. But it's not as if Saber cannot block such an attack. She quickly raises her sword to defend repelling Assassin's attack. I got you. Even Assassin will be left open after an attack like that. Is turned aside. In that split second interval, a Saber attempts to cut through Assassin's stomach. Swiftly trusting in her instinct, Saber rolls down the stone steps. She rolls away as if she's fleeing. She makes no effort even to soften her landing. All Saber does is frankly hurl herself down the stairs, slowing for nothing. Saber stops rolling and gets on her feet. Above her, on the stairs, she sees the swordman standing at his ease.
ほう、かわしたか我が秘剣。さすがはセイバー。ツバメなどとは格が違う。
Ah, you managed to evade my secret technique. I should expect no less Saber. You are far and away the superior of a swallow.
信じられない。今のはまさか。
I cannot believe it. That was.
何？そう大した芸ではない。たまさかツバメを切ろうと思いつき、身についただけのものだからな。
Ah, it's nothing to be impressed by. It's something I thought up when I considered how I to slay a swallow. He raises his long katana up high. The mountain is done as if to mimic the demonic sword's motion. He demonstrated earlier in the intimidate Saber.
見えるか、セイバー。
Can you see this, Saber?
ツバメはな、風を受けて刀を避ける。早かろうが遅かろうが関係はない。どのような刀であろうと、大気を震わさずには触れぬであろう。連中はその震えを感じ取り、飛ぶ方向を変えるのだ。
Swallows avoid attacks by trying to catch the wind. Fast or slow, it does not matter. A sword always disturbs the atmosphere, no matter what sword it might be. Swallows feel the tremor and react by changing the direction in which they are flying.
故に、どのような一撃であれ、ツバメを立つことはできなかった。所詮刀など一本線に過ぎぬ。縦横に空を行くツバメを捕らえられぬは道理よな。
And so, no attack can slay a swallow. A sword can only be moved along a single line. Cannot catch a swallow, which can fly through the air in all directions.
ならば、逃げ道を囲めばいいだけのこと。
Your only option is to deny them any path of
一
escape.
の太刀でツバメを襲い、風を読んで避けるツバメの逃げ道を続く二の太刀で取り囲む。
First sword attacks the swallow, and the second sword surrounds the escaping swallow as it reads those movements.
しかし連中は素早くてな。この長刀ではまず二の太刀が間に合わん。ことを成したければ一息のうち、ほぼ同時に行わなければならなかったが、そのような真似は人の技ではない。
But they are fast. As long as this katana is, the second sword will surely not reach the swallow in time. If I hope to capture the swallow, I should need to strike with the second sword at the very same instant as the first. But such is well beyond human ability.
叶うことなどあるまいと承知したものだが、
I accepted the truth of this impossibility, however.
あいにくと他にやることもなかったのでな。
Unfortunately for you, I had nothing better to do with my time.
一年寄進に通じるというが、気がつけばこの通りよ。
They say determination is the key to a success. And the next thing I knew, I had managed it.
ツバメを立つというくだらぬ思いつきは、複数の立ち筋で牢獄を作り上げる秘剣となった。
A simple, worthless idea like killing a swallow became a secret technique that created a prison by employing multiple simultaneous strikes of the sword. Saber cannot help but disagree with this matter-of-fact narrative. It is untrue. This technique is not as simple as he claims. Execute two attacks simultaneously? Impossible. The two blades struck at the exactly same time. It's that moment where in that moment there existed two separate katana.
奇襲はゼルレッジ。何の魔術も使わず、ただ剣技だけで宝具の域に達したサーバント。
Kishiro Zelesh, a multi-dimensional refraction phenomenon. A servant whose skills reached the level of a noble phantasm without using magecraft, but by skill alone. It's most certainly to be admired. That single blow made it very clear. Sasaki Kojiro does not possess a noble phantasm as heroic spirit typically do. All he has is his magical sword. All he has is his magical sword, and a sheer power reaching the realm of the gods. What's astonishing is that this man, a mere human, has managed to stand on equal ground with a heroic spirit who possesses a noble phantasm.
だが、 足場が悪かったな。ツバメ返しの軌跡は本来3つ。もうわずかに広ければ横の一撃も加えられたのだが。
But my footing was bad. My swallow reversal typically employs 3 slices. If I had more room, I could have added my horizontal slash.
そうでしょうね。そうでなければ不完全です。
I would assume so. Otherwise the attack would be incomplete.
すべてが同時であるなら、ミノたちはどうしても遅くなる。それを補うために、横方向への離脱を阻む3の太刀があるはずだ。
If everything were to happen at the same time, the second sword trajectory would naturally slow down. To compensate, there must be a third horizontal attack to prevent the opponent from escaping to the side.
いい飲み込みの速さだ。だからこそ我が被験をかわしたか。
Ah, a quick study indeed. No wonder you managed to evade my secret technique.
素晴らしいぞ、セイバー。
Ah, how wonderful, Saber.
このような属性に呼び出された我が身を呪ったが、それも今宵まで。生前では叶わなかった立ち会い。我が被験を存分に振る舞える殺し合いができるのならば、呼び出された甲斐があるというもの。
I had so cursed my summoning to this material world. But that lament ends tonight. An opportunity to face an opponent that would have been impossible in my lifetime. And a chance to use my secret attack on them is enough to make me this summoning well worth it. Assassin readies his sword again, and descends the stone steps. He must be after, Saber said. Saber is not confident if she will be able to dodge the secret technique again. Like Lancer's Galeborg, Assassin's Swallow Reversal is a technique that one cannot allow the wielder to use. Except unlike Galeborg, against which one can defend once they understand what it is and knows that it will strike at the heart. There's no defense against Assassin's secret technique. It cannot be evaded, even when one knows what it is. If there is a defense, it lies in preventing him from using the attack. The only way to defeat him is to deliver a devastating blow before Assassin can unleash his secret technique.
なるほど。確かに、手加減など許される相手ではなかったようだ。
I see. I should not have taken this so easy on you. She lowers both her hands. Saber drops the tip of her invisible sword as if driving it into the ground, and glares up at Assassin as he approaches.
おお、そうか。ようやくその気になったか、セイバー。
Oh, so you are finally resolved to go all out, Saber? Assassin stops descending the steps and readies his secret technique once more. Saber looks at him bravely.
不満がないのはこちらも同じだ。
I too have no complaints.
我が一撃、受け切れるか、アサシンのサーバント。
Will you be able to endure my attack, Assassin? Saber releases her own restraints. The air trembles. As if responding to her will, her sword releases the torrential gust of wind. The torrential gust. Assassin retreats several steps. The gale force winds released from Saber's sword are extraordinary. Even the thick trees of either side of the temple gates creak and groan. So strong is the wind, but it all but explodes outward from her blade. The atmosphere sealed within is released and roars outward in all directions. Saber's sword releases a gust of wind that could easily carry a human being. This is her blade's power. The invisible air is, as the name implies, a sword that has sealed up wind. The sword sheet in compressed wind reflects and refracts light to give it the appearance of being invisible. This is what happens when the wind is released. The released air seeks escape, and dissipates into the surrounding in a chaotic gust. During that time, the sword is commanding magecraft. Sword's commanding magecraft allows her to freely manipulate the raging wind. The saber possesses incredible amounts of magical energy. She should be able to maintain the bounded field for a few minutes. The truth of this is made apparent by the fact that her sword, even after releasing so much energy, remains invisible.
さながら台風といったところだが、しかし。
This is like a typhoon, however. The howling wind is do not die down. The unleashed winds are about to engulf Assassin.
この程度のはずがない。その奥にあるもの、見せてもらうぞ、セイバー。
This cannot be all of it. I shall see every skill you have concealed, Saber. Assassin closes in. Despite the raging, blinding wind, Saber's arm moves. The wind-infused blade roars readily itself to intercept Assassin, who advances slowly, in spite of the gale force winds, strong enough to prevent most people from even approaching. Interlude out. What the hell is that? When I reach Ryodo Temple, I am greeted by the sound of air rushing at me like a typhoon. It must be Saber over there. At the top of the stairs in front of the temple gates, I see an armored figure who must be Saber fighting someone wearing a kimono. The wind swirls around Saber and the surrounding tree creaks under the gale force intensity. Wait, damn, I don't think I can get close. The wind is so intense I can't even keep my eyes open. Get down. I manage to fight my way closer to the stairs, but the wind only gets stronger. I can't. At this rate, I can't get closer to Saber. Far ahead I see Saber fighting someone, but I can't do anything. No, even if I manage to get closer to Saber in this wind, I only hold her back. My left hand hurt again. Command spells engraved on the back of my hand tingle. I don't know what that means, but every time my head tingles, can't help but to remember that scene. Damn it, screw this. I close my eyes and stretch my hand towards the stairs. I get down onto my hands and knees, hoping to avoid being blown off my feet, and begin crawling up the stairs. The wind intensifies. Even a novice mage like me can tell incredible amounts of magical energy are raging above me. My command spells tingle. The roar of the wind warns me something is happening up above. Wait, could this be Saber's magical energy? If it is, why would she do something so reckless in her state? No. Should she even be doing something like that? Saber can't recover magical energy. She shouldn't be wasting it like this. I need to step in and handle the fighting and have Saber support me instead. Or else she might run out of magical energy. I stand up and start running up the stairs. Now's not the time to be crawling. I don't know what Saber has in mind, but I have to stop her. Huh? As I try to dash the temple's gate, something like a dagger flies right by me. I don't know what miracle let me dodge it. Who's there? I turn to look away from the stairs into the trees. There's no doubt about it. I didn't notice in the torrential wind, but there's something hiding nearby. You coward! Quit hiding, come out! I shout whoever is hiding in the tree. I shout for whoever is hiding in the tree. Strong winds should have drowned my voice out. To my surprise, my voice echoes up to the stairs. The wind died down. I look up towards the temple gate. There. I see a man in a kimono wielding a long sword, and Saber's
そ
back.
こまでにしておけ、セイバー。その被験、盗み見ようとする輩がいる。
That's enough, Saber. Someone's trying to steal a glance at your secret sword. The man in the kimono smiles as he speaks. Like me. He's staring out into the forest.
このまま続ければ、我らだけの勝負にはなるまい。
If we continue, neither of us will emerge victorious.
生き残った者に、そこに潜んだ恥知らずが襲いかかるか、それともお前の被験を盗み見るだけが目的なのか。
Whoever hides so privately in the tree may attack whoever survives our duel. Or they may simply be observing, hoping to learn about your hidden blade.
どちらにせよ、あまり気乗りのする話ではないな。
In either case, I do not care to involve myself. The man turns to climb the stairs, seeming totally disinterested.
待て、決着をつけないつもりか、アサシン。
Stop. Do you not intend to settle our match, assassin?
お前がこの三門を越えるというのであらば、決着はつけよう。何者であれ、この門をくぐることは私が許さん。
Should you attempt to pass through the temple gates once again, we shall settle things. I will not allow any to pass this gate, no matter who they may be.
だが、あいにくと私の役目はそれだけでな。
That unfortunately is my only role.
帰るというのであらば止める気はない。まあ、そこに隠れているたわけは別だが、気に入らぬ相手であれば死んでも倒産し、生きても返さん。
You plan on turning back. I have no intention of stopping you. That fool hiding in the trees, wow, is another matter. Should I find myself disliking them, I will not allow them in. Even that, nor will I let them leave alive. Assassin continues up the stairs.
踊らされたな、セイバー。だが、もう一人の気配に気がつかなかった私も同じだ。あのままでおけば被験のすべてを味わえたであろうが、良いところで邪魔が入った。そなたにとっては良好であったか。
You were manipulated, Saber. But the same goes for me. As if I did not notice whoever is lurking in the shadows. Had we continued, I could have shown you the power of my secret technique. But we were interrupted. You should consider yourself fortunate. Saber hangs her head in regret. I intend to kill Fates. Not because of Assassin's words, but because Saber must have realized that keeping up the fight would have leave her at a disadvantage.
そら、迎えも来ている。そこにいる小僧はお前のマスターであろう。盗み見をするたわけが、その小僧に標的を変える前に立ち去るがいい。
Come now, your escort's here too. That boy over there must be your master. I'd suggest you leave this place before the fool spying on us decides to target him. And just like that, Assassin disappears. It must be his way of telling us that he won't attack us unless we keep going. Saber says nothing. She just stands there silently, her back to me. Hey, Saber! Even when I call to her, she doesn't answer. Huh? It seems strange, so I begin to climb the steps. What? Saber's armor vanishes. Defenseless and in her simple blue clothing, she sways on the spot without turning around. I catch Saber in my arms and she falls backwards, down the stairs. She doesn't move a muscle. She is unconscious, even shut in pain. Eyes shut in pain. We finally got home. It took me 2 hours to carry Sarah back to Ryodo Temple. From Ryodo Temple. I was wondering the whole return trip, but we managed to get back safely. I was worried. I lay Saber down in the hallway. Saber was clearly light. She probably only weighs about 40 kilos, so it shouldn't have tired me out so much. Or it wouldn't have have if she'd been still. I had no idea that carrying a sleeping person, even a girl, could be so much work. My fatigue is more mental than physical. The feel of her soft skin when I picked her up, the quiet breathing on me, it was all so distracting. Why'd she faint like that? I look at Saber as she lays there sleeping. She's probably not completely unconscious. Even if she looks like she's out cold, she might open her eye the moment I call her name. Damn. There was so much I wanted to tell her when I left the house, but I can't say anything with her sleeping, looking like that. Fine. I'll give you an earful after you wake up, Saber. Even though I keep my voice as a whisper. The moment I reach out to pick her up again.
まあいいけど、シローがどんな趣味してて何をしてるかなんて私には関係ないから。
Look, I don't care what you're into or what you plan to do next. It's really not my business, but... For some reason, Tosaka's in the hallway watching even though it's after 2 in the morning. Tosaka?
何よ、お化けでも見たような顔しちゃって。別に文句はないから続けていいわよ。私は水飲みに起きただけだし。
What? You look like you just saw a ghost. I'm not going to say anything, so you just go ahead and do whatever you are going to do. I just got up to get a glass of water. You've got it all wrong. This isn't what you think, really. I mean, it's a long story, but the short version is that I was just trying to take Sarah back to her room. Are you even listening to me?
ええ、まあそれなりに。
Well, yes, sort of. You're lying. You sound like you don't understand at all.
だから分かってるってば。セーバーが一人で戦いに行って、シローはそれを止めてきたんでしょ？
I got it, okay? Saber went out to fight on her own, and you rushed off to stop her, right?
で、何らかのトラブルがあってセーバーが気絶して戻ってきた。どう？これでいい？
Something bad happened when you both came back after Saber fainted. So, did I nail it? Yeah. It's amazing. That's exactly what happened. But how did you know?
わかるわよ。セーバーが単独で戦いを仕掛ける可能性は高かったし、サーバントが戦いを始めればマスターにだって伝わるわ。だからこういう展開も十分予測範囲なわけ。
How could I not? Saber was obviously going to go off on her own, and the masters immediately alerted to a servant entering battle. It wasn't hard to figure out. I see. I guess it's fine then. So Tosaka knew Saber would go out by herself.
で、どうするの？セーバーを部屋に連れて行くんじゃないの？ここに寝かしてたらいくらサーバントでも風邪ひくと思うけど。
So, what are you going to do? Aren't you going to take Saber to her room? If you let her sleep here, I'm sure even a servant would catch a cold. Well, yeah, that's why I was going to take her to her room. I tried to lift her up, but... Huh? It's kind of awkward with Tosaka watching. Tosaka, would you mind carrying Saber?
私が？まあいいけど。じゃあお茶でも入れてくれる？少し二人の話に興味があるから。
Me? I mean, I guess. But would you make some tea then? I want to hear what happened. Tosaka picks Saber up. Her being so understanding has me a little worried. But since I asked her for a favor, I better go make some tea. Tosaka carries Saber off toward my room. Meanwhile, I work on preparing tea in the kitchen. She said tea, but I'm assuming she doesn't want green tea. But the only black tea I have is from tea bags. Well, if I don't have it, I don't have it. I tell myself she can complain all she wants, but and start pouring hot water over the bag.
シロ、ちょっといい？
Shiro, do you have a minute? Tosaka comes back. Yeah, hold on a minute. I'll be right there. I put two teacups down on the tray and carry it out to the living room. And there? Sitting next to Tosaka is Saber in her normal clothes. Saber? Why, I thought you were sleeping.
眠ってたわよ。けど、そういつまでも続く眠りじゃないし、ついさっき目が覚めたの。
She was. But it's not like she was going to sleep forever. She woke up.
どうも、一気に膨大な魔力を使おうとして、体の方から一方的に機能を停止させられたみたいね。ほら、電気のブレーカーと同じよ。そのままじゃショートするから、強制的に電源を切るってやつ。
Looks like she used a ton of magical energy at once. And just temporarily shut down. It's kind of like an electrical breaker tripping before it shorts out. Saber's quiet as Tosaka explains. Seeing her back to her usual self, all the frustration I had earlier comes rushing back. Saber, do you have any idea what you tried to do?
わからないわけはないでしょう。
Of course I do.
私は竜道寺に赴き、アサシンのサーバントと戦いました。その折、私たちの戦いを監視していた第三のサーバントに気がつき、戦いを中断しましたが。
I made my way to Ryudo Temple and fought Assassin. During our battle, we noticed the presence of a third servant observing us, and so suspended our battle. No, that's not what I was talking about. I want to know why you went and fought.
またそれですか。サーバントが戦うのは当然のことです。シロこそ、マスターであるあなたがなぜ私に戦うなというのです。
Are we to revisit this once again? A servant fights. This is what we do. What I would like to know is why you, my master, keep telling me not to fight. That I do understand there's no way around fighting since I've decided to participate in the Holy Grail War. And I know me telling Saber not to fight is me contradicting myself. But even so, I don't want to see something like that happen to her ever again.
私の方こそ聞きたい。シロは戦いを嫌っているようですが、そんなことで聖杯戦争に生き残る気があるのかと。
I would like to ask you instead. You seem to dislike combat. Do you truly expect to survive the Holy Grail War with that attitude?
あなたの方針に従っていては、他のマスターに倒されるだけではないのですか？
Do you not see that if we continue to follow this policy, we will only end up suffering defeat at the hands of other masters? It's not like that. I'll fight off anything that might be pose a risk to us. I certainly do not intend to just let myself be killed so easily. But aside from that, I just don't want Saber to fight. Wrong. It's not that I dislike fighting. This is much simpler than that. You see, girls shouldn't get hurt. I'm a guy. So I can't let that happen. So I'm going to fight rather than let you fight.
私が女だから戦わせないだと。
Oh. What? Are you saying I cannot fight because I'm a woman?
正気ですかあなたは。サーバントはマスターを守るものです。私たちが傷つくのは当然であり、私たちはそのために呼び出されたものに過ぎない。
Are you out of your mind? A servant protects her master. We will be hurt in the doing, and are summoned for that precise
サ
purpose.
ーバントに性別など関係ないし、そもそも無人である私を女扱いするつもりですか？
On sex has nothing to do with being a servant. More importantly, are you treating me as a warrior or a woman? As a woman?
今の言葉は訂正してください、シロ。
I insist you take back what you said. Shiro, please. Saber leans towards me, her eyes blazing with fury. But I won't let her change my mind. It's absurd for her to say she's a warrior before she's a woman. How could someone so frail, light enough for me to carry easily, go and behave so recklessly? No way in hell I will take back what I just said. Sure, you might be strong, but you're still a girl. Don't get worked up over something so pointless, you fool.
つまらないことにこだわっているのはあなたではないですか。まさか女性に守護されるのが嫌だとでも言うつもりですか。この身はすでに英霊、そのようなさまつごとなど忘れなさい。
What? Is that what you're getting? Is it you? It is you who is getting worked up over something so pointless. Are you saying you refuse to let a woman protect you? I am already a heroic spirit, so you must let go of such trivialities. It's not trivial at all. Even if you don't think it's important, I do. Besides, it was my mistake for beginning to have someone else fight on my behalf. I can't allow someone to protect someone as helpless as me. I don't want someone to get hurt in my place. I'm the one who should be doing the saving. I've been working so hard to become the kind of person who can help people, just like my old man. Damn it, listen. Just don't fight, Saber. I do the fighting. You shouldn't have a problem with that, since I'll be the... since it be I fighting, it be the fighting you want, Saber. What?
無茶を言う人ですね、あなたは。人間がサーバントと戦えると思っているのですか。シローでは戦いにすらならないと実感しているでしょう。
What? That is absurd. Do you think a human can fight a servant? You should already understand that you are no match for a servant.
ランサーに襲われた時を思い出してください。
Please recall what happened when Lancer attacked you.
あの時、私が現れなければ間違いなくシローは殺されていた。それはどのようなサーバントが相手でも同じです。
If I had not appeared, you would have been killed. So it would be against any servant. You can't know that for sure unless we try. I just wasn't prepared. But now I can come up with tons of strategies. I might even be able to ambush one of them too.
少子な。シローの立てた守りなど神も同然です。
Don't make me laugh. Any defense you employ would be no more useful than a sheaf of paper. What? I can't believe you said that, Sarah.
あなたこそサーバントを侮っている。人の身で英霊を打倒しようなどと何を思い上がっているのですか。
You're insulting servants. How can you possibly be so conceited as to believe that you, a mere human, could defeat a heroic spirit? Saber and I glare at each other. Our conversation is going nowhere, and there's no sign of reaching any kind of compromise.
違うわ、セイバー。シローはサーバントを侮っているわけじゃない。そのあたりを誤解しちゃうと話が進まないから口を挟ませてもらうけど。
You've got it wrong, Saber. Shiro isn't insulting servants. This isn't going anywhere so long as you don't understand that much. So I'm stepping in.
リン、それはどういうことですか。
In? What do you mean by that?
要するにね、そいつ純粋にあなたが傷を負うのを嫌がってるのよ。どうしてか知らないけど、シローは献身と善意の塊だもの。
Well, you see, Shiro genuinely doesn't want you to get hurt. I don't know why, but Shiro is just a giant ball of dedication and goodwill.
ね。
自分のことよりセーバーの方が大切なんでしょう、あんたは。
Am I right? Saber is more important to you than yourself, right? That's not true. I've never said Saber is so important to me.
嘘嘘。そうでもなければ自分で戦うなんて言えないわ。
Spare me. You wouldn't be ready to fight yourself if that weren't true.
だってあなた、自分じゃサーバントに勝てないって分かってるんでしょ。それでも戦うっていうのは自分よりセーバーのが大事ってことじゃない。
You know damn well you can't beat a servant, right? But saying you will fight even so means Saber is more important to you than yourself. Huh? I mean, if she puts it like that, maybe, but...
だから無茶でも戦う。勝てないって分かっていながら勝とうとする。その結果が自分の死でも構わない。
That's why you fight, even if it sounds absurd. You'll try to win even if you know you don't have a chance. And you don't care if you die in the process.
なぜならあんたの中ではどうしてか知らないけど自分より他人の方が大切だからよ。
Because, and I don't really know why. It's that twisted little mind of yours, in that twisted little minds of yours. Other people are more important than you are yourself. Well, I don't mean it to be I don't mean it to be like that.
そういうことよ。わかるでしょ、セイバー。あのバーサーカー相手にあなたをかばうようなバカなのよ、そいつ。だから本気で自分が戦うって言ってるの。
So, there you have it. Now you understand Saber. He's enough of an idiot that he'd even try to protect you against Berserker. So yeah, he's serious when he says he's going to fight. I don't know how much of Tosaka's words actually make it through to Saber. But Saber takes a deep breath and turns towards me.
シロ、
What, Saber?
あなたが戦うことは認めます。ですが、それならば私にも考えがある。
I acknowledge that you have the will to fight. And as such, I have an idea. What is it?
剣の鍛錬です。シロの時間が許す限り、私はあなたに剣を教える。それを認めるのなら、私もシロの意見を認めますが。
You must train with a sword. I shall teach you as much swordsmanship as the time permits. If you accept that condition, then I shall accept your way of thinking. What? Does it mean she's going to train me? Is this because she's acknowledged my will to fight?
待った。それは心の贅肉よ、セイバー。
Hold up, Saber. That whole line of thinking is pointless, like emotional flap.
シロに剣を教える？やめてよ。そんな気休めでサーバントに太刀打ちできるわけないじゃない。
Teach Hero the way of the sword? There's no way he'll be able to go up against the servant.
それは当然です。ですが知らないよりはマシでしょう。
True, but it's better than doing nothing.
少なくとも戦闘時の迷いは薄れます。
At the very least, it should minimize the hesitation he has in battle.
あとはシロ本人の決意にかけるだけですが、実践とは得てしてそういうものではないですか。向かない者には何を教えても身につくことなどありません。
I can only bet on Shiro's will and determination. But such is the nature of a real battle. One will never learn if they have no aptitude for it to begin with.
まあ、言われてみればそっか。
Well, I guess if you put it that way, you're right.
殴り合う覚悟ってのは一度殴り合ってみないと一生つかないものね。
You are never ready for a fist fight unless you have actually experienced one in the past.
はい。ですから一度。いえ、一度と言わず時間の許す限り、シロには戦闘の結果としての死を体験させ、戦いに慣れてもらわなければ。
Yes. That is what I would like to try once. Nay, as many times as it allows. I would like Shiro to experience what death in battle feels like, so he might grow accustomed to battle. Two of them are talking pretty casually about some scary stuff. Hold on a minute. I've never agreed to any.
じゃあ私は魔術講座にしとく。
Okay then, I teach him about magecraft.
セイバーが体を鍛えるんなら私は知識を育てるわね。まあ初めからそういう約束だったし、明日から本格的に鍛え直してやりま。お願いします。じゃあセイバーが体を鍛えるんなら私は知識を育てる。お願いします。リンがそうしてくれる。じゃあセイバーが体を鍛え
Saber's
るん
going
な
to
ら
train his body and
私は知識を育て
I
るわね。
enrich his mind.
まあ初めからそういう約束だったし、明日から本格的に鍛え直してやりますか。
Sorry, I skipped ahead again and then needed to return to the last page. Saber's going to train his body. I enrich his mind. Well, that was part of our initial plan anyway. So I guess I begin the formal training tomorrow.
お願いします。リンがそうしてくれるなら私も剣のみに集中できる。
Yes, please do so. If you can do that, I can concentrate on training him with a sword.
いいっていいって。じゃあ話も決まったことだし解散しましょう。明日はいろいろと忙しそうだから。
Good, good. Now that is settled. Let's break for tonight. Looks like tomorrow is going to be busy. Osaka waves goodbye and disappears into the outbuilding.
私も休みます。シローも休憩を取ってください。明日は道場で汗を流してもらいますから。
I shall rest as well. You should do the same, Shiro. I intend to work you hard in the dojo tomorrow. She gives a short bow and goes back to her room. All that remains in the living room is 2 cups of untouched tea and 1 dumbfounded boy. I've never agreed to this. My words are so go unheard. Anyway, what was already a confusing situation has grown a hell lot more complicated. I can't even begin to imagine what will happen today. I'm going to sleep. I should at least save my energy. Everything starts with the body. Okay, yeah. The only thing I can do is to cling to my fragile hope that as long as my body is strong enough, I will be able to endure whatever torture they might throw at me. And we save. And that looks like this concludes the day and this video. Swords and Magic 1. Well.
できれば誰も悲しまない方がいい。
Well, you will see what happens next in the next video. It's been me, Shokimo. Until the next episode. Goodbye.